All right, what's going on, Alpine Nation? Welcome back. This is episode 14. Today, we'll go over the post-match review for Lecce as we won 2-0 away, and also the post-match review for the UCL match against Milan, which we lost 1-0. We'll definitely get into that and how we did. Wasn't too bad of a match, but, we're back at home for the second leg, which we'll also get into in the last segment. But before then, we'll also talk about the upcoming match in Verona. So real quick, let's go over the Lecce review. What did you think about that game? Did you feel like Raspadori filled in well? Maybe not. What'd you think?
No, I mean, for us, but Odin, honestly, I was disappointed that he really didn't make an impact in the match. And the match, to be honest, it was just weird.
Yeah.
The whole. I mean, we won off an own goal from them, and they didn't really control the match like you would want them to. I think that maybe their mind was still on the Champions League matches that are going on, and maybe some of the stuff that's going on with the protesting. And so it was weird. The fans were supportive though. And I mean they did a couple ADL anti ADL chants, and even the curva over there in the Lecce Stadium, they did a couple of those too. So it wasn't bad, but it was a weird atmosphere, to be honest, Mario. But as we'll talk about sometime later in our episode, probably when we get into the Verona match, hopefully that stuff is being pushed aside now,
Right.
so the atmosphere will just be back to normal. But I mean, it was 3 points. You know, getting the 3 points, getting back into the win column, hopefully is just going to be something that will continue on in the domestic league. And I do feel like you mentioned earlier, we'll get into the Champions League match that we lost 1-0 a little bit later. That they played well in that match. So I think it
Yeah.
was a good stepping stone to get back into some good form.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, there's really not much to talk about the Lecce match. It was a complete cluster. I don't think that their minds were really set on that match. They were already thinking about the upcoming match against Milan, especially after losing 4-0 at your own home stadium. It kind of hits you different. With the subs that were also in there, things were just different. Like you said, the vibes were not there. But I'm glad that we reacted the way we did in San Siro because let me tell you, the way that momentum was shifting, like in the league and outside of it for us, it's getting weird, right? Um, how we handle this adversity is going to really matter for this next match. So against Verona, I still want to see complete dominance, but also resting the starters. Against Lecce, I feel like we should have rested a little bit more people. Obviously, we had to win the match. We had to make a statement. I understand that, but even then, with our back line all fully healthy and starting, we allowed a goal. It sucks. I really didn't want that to happen. We went over that as well. That was the one important thing I didn't want to see. But and our back line did look shaky against Milan too, so we'll definitely get into that. But in the Lecce match, Raspadori was a complete disappointment. I really didn't see much from him. I was hoping we would see much or a lot more. After the season, I'm hoping that he gets more involved, man, because this is like his test season. But after this, he needs to get going. But that's really all my thoughts for the Lecce match. We beat him. We got our 3 points. That's what's important. Wasn't the best, but we did our job.
I think one positive thing to look at with this match was, Di Lorenzo got a goal, and he looked like he was completely tuned in, and he had some comments about,
Right.
the team, and so I think he took a leadership role,
Yeah.
a little bit more vocal than he normally is. So that
Yep.
was
That's
good to
important.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man of the match right there for
And
sure.
then, oh yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, there's nobody else really to pick
Yeah.
from.
No.
And then, the other thing about the atmosphere. So it was weird in the game after the game was over and we were waiting to exit the stadium while the security and everything was doing what they needed to do. There was some chanting going on, as we're waiting and stuff, and it was all supportive chants. There was nothing, that they said that was anti ADL. So that was good to see after the match that didn't continue. And I'll be honest with you, when they did do a couple things during the match, it was very low key. It wasn't really anything that was trying to take the focus away from supporting the team. So that is good. And
Very.
So let's start getting into the match that we lost at the San Siro.